Hello friends, welcome to another daily analysis video on the gold and GJ. So as usual, we will do our analysis and talk about intraday and scalping setups on the gold and GJ, which I'm currently anticipating for today. So we will start our analysis with the gold, and we'll start from the daily time frame. So as we can see on the daily time frame, the yesterday daily candle closed with a huge rejection wick onto the upside. Also, we created a new high on the gold, and also we can see that we have the daily candle close bearish. Also, there was a support here, as we can see, and the yesterday candle closed bearish below this support. Now there is a pretty high probability for the today daily candle to create a top wick and continue going to the downside, and we have support, next support right into these areas and this area. This is something on the daily time frame. Now let's go to lower time frames to find more details on the gold. Now let's go to 4-hour time frame. 4-hour, like as we can see, we were making higher highs and higher lows. So from here we could see that the price was very bullish. We were making higher highs and higher lows. But right now we can see that we have broken the previous swing low on the 4-hour time frame. So basically we have broken this higher high, higher low market structure, and we have created a new low. So right now the the price may kind of come up, find some kind of resistance and continue going to the downside. This can be a possibility. Also, we know that we have a support on the 4-hour time frame and the next support right into these areas. So if we break this support, we will go to the next support. That is something basically we have broken the market structure on the 4-hour time frame, and there is a higher probability to go down. This is the same situation we saw on the daily time frame as well. Now let's go to 1-hour time frame to find more detail what is happening on the 1-hour time frame. On the 1-hour also we can see that price kind of came down. We created support, then we broke the support, created another support, broke the support, right? And right now the price is here, and I'm anticipating the price to come up, kind of create a resistance and continue going to the downside to retest this low, right? Now let's go to 30-minute time frame to find more details on the 30-minute time frame. On the 30-minute, it looks like the price is kind of creating lower low and lower high market structure. So as we can see, starting from the top, we can see the low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And as I mentioned on the 1-hour time frame, I'm anticipating the price to come up, find some kind of resistance to go to the downside. So basically this move to the upside is kind of a pullback, basically, that as far as I understand. So now let's go to 15-minute time. Also, let's put our VWAP and kind of pivot line as well. So as I mentioned on the 30-minute and 1-hour time frame, let's start from the top. We created a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and right now this move to the upside, it's just a pullback to find some kind of resistance eventually and continue going to the downside. This is something I see on the 15-minute time frame. Also, like if we talk about intraday and scalping setups on the gold, then as we know that overall we are bearish, but right now we are creating some kind of bullish market structure, right? So here, if we kind of break this high, create a new higher high, and then come down, and by the time we have that, suppose we VWAP into this area, and when the price retests the VWAP, we get a solid bullish candle closure there, or we find some kind of rejection, then I'll be looking to take long in order to target this high. Also, we have to consider that, as I mentioned, this is just a pullback to the upside to eventually go to the downside. So I'll be a little bit aggressive in this trading opportunity, and eventually when this market structure kind of break to the downside, basically we break the previous swing low, then I'll be waiting for some kind of a pullback, and suppose by the time we have the VWAP into this area, and if you get a rejection at the VWAP or a solid bearish candle closure, then I'll be looking to take short in order to target this low and this low and next pivot line to the downside. So there is something on the long side and the short side on the gold that I'm looking for. Now also let's talk about what happened yesterday on the gold. Now if you remember in the daily analysis video, I mentioned that when I created the video, we were around this area, and I already mentioned that because we created a high, so I'm waiting for some kind of support formation to continue going to the upside. This is what I mentioned in my daily analysis video. This is what we were anticipating. I also mentioned that what we will be waiting for to take long, we will just consolidate in this area, and if we get a closure above the VWAP, we'll be looking to take long in order to target this area and the pivots line. Also, if we create a high, we'll be waiting for a pullback to the VWAP line to find some kind of rejection to take long. These were the scenarios, but as we can see, yesterday we never came above, the price never came above the VWAP. So we did not find that opportunity on the gold. Also, like for the short side, I mentioned that if we create this low, I'll be waiting for a retest of the pullback, which is also never happened yesterday. So that opportunity also I never get to take short. Anyways, these were the scenarios that happened on gold yesterday. So I did not find any trading opportunity on the gold. Let's go to our second pair, which is a GJ. On the GJ, first of all, we will talk about today, and then we will talk about what happened yesterday. So we will start with the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, we can see that yesterday daily candle closed bearish. This was the support which we already broke, and yesterday daily candle closed bearish, and next support is right into this area, and then next support is right here, right? So as we can see, because the yesterday candle closed bearish, also we have this wick to fill. So now I believe there is a pretty high probability for the current daily candle to continue going down. As we can see, we have already created a top wick on the current daily candle, and I believe that there is a pretty high probability price is going to fill this wick to the downside. And if we finally get a closure below this support, then there is a higher probability price may continue going to the next support as well. So that is something on the daily time frame. Now let's go to 4-hour time frame to find more details. Now we are bearish on the daily time frame, and as we can see on the 4-hour time frame, basically we are creating lower low, lower high market structure on the 4-hour time frame as well. We create a lower low, lower low, and right now the price may come up to find some kind of resistance to keep going to the downside. So on the 4-hour also we are bearish as well. Let's go to 1-hour time frame. 1 hour also looks very bearish. As we can see, we are making lower lows and lower highs. So we can see that we created low, lower high, lower low, lower high, then we create another lower low, and right now the price kind of rejected from the same area. So it will be a very high probability for the price to continue going to the downside. Also, we could see that we have this support, and below this support, if we break this support, we have clean range on the left hand side. Also, price is bearish on the 30-minute, on the 1 hour, 4-hour, and higher time frame as well, as we analyze. So now let's go to 30-minute time frame to see more details on the 30-minute time frame. 30-minute time frame is also very bearish, like 1 hour time frame. Low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and right now there is a pretty high probability price is going to go to the downside, right? Now let's put our pivot and VWAP, and let's go to 15-minute time frame to see what we can anticipate. So now for the short, it's pretty much sure, as we can see, the price is making lower lows and lower highs, so there is a pretty high probability price is going to go to the downside, right? We create a high which is lower than the previous high, so there is a pretty high probability price is going to go to the downside. Also below the support, there is a clean range on the left hand side. So for the short, this is the situation. So if we can basically break this support, create a new low, I'll be waiting for a pullback, to the VWAP line. Suppose by that time the VWAP line come around here, so I'll be waiting for a rejections at the VWAP or a solid bearish candle closure to take short in order to target this pivot line, which is aligning with the support on the left hand side. That is something to the short side. Now for the long side, we know that the price is very bearish. So if somehow, as we can see, this was the previous swing high, so if we kind of break this high, create a new high that can also may or may not break the previous swing high. If we create a new high and then come down, and by the time we reject the VWAP, then I'll be looking to take long in order to target this high, because this is going to be the counter trend trade. So I'm not anticipating the price to continue going higher or even break the previous swing high. So I'll be anticipating or targeting the previous swing high if that happens. So that is something on the GJ long and the short side. Now let's talk about what happened yesterday. Yesterday on the GJ, I took 2 trades. One is a win and one is a loss. Now let's see what were the trades and why I took the trade. So now, as we can see, yesterday also we were pretty bearish, and when I made the video, we were around this area, and I already mentioned that I gave 2 trades, basically one for the long and one for the short. So for the long, I already mentioned that although we are bearish, But if we kind of create a high and come down and find rejections at the VWAP, I'll be looking to take long in order to target the previous swing high. So now let's see what happened there. So as we can see here, this was also a situation where I wanted to take the trade here, but it was a kind of pretty early, and I don't take trades that early. It was kind of in before pre-London. So what happened? I waited for the swing high, and when the price came down and tried to reject the VWAP, and when we have this bullish candle closure, although it's not a very strong bullish candle, but I believe, I thought like we are rejecting this VWAP and we are closing this bullish candle. So like I took my entry here for the long, and the stop loss was below that bullish candle closure. So as we can see, this was the bullish candle. So as soon as we this candle closed, I took my entry and the stop loss was below this candle. The first target was right here, which was already more than 1:1, and then this was a target, and then I thought like this can be a target as well. So as we can see, the next candle just stopped me out of the trade. So although eventually we could see that the move kind of played out, but then I did not take the second entry, and the reason for that is I wanted to take the entry on this candle if this candle could close above the pivot line. So here, like as we can see, we have the pivot line and we have this resistance created on the 15-minute time frame. So I was waiting for this candle to close above the 15-minute time frame so that I could take the entry, but that never happened. This candle closed below the pivot line, and the next candle just went to make a high. So anyways, this trade was a loss. Then I took one more trade, and I will explain why. Because so we know that on the GJ yesterday, the main bias was bearish. So like as we could see, we were kind of making this pullback to the upside, kind of making higher highs and higher lows. Then we broke this market structure to the downside. We broke this low, kind of created a new low, and then I waited for the price to come to the VWAP, rejection of the VWAP, and finally, so here as we can see, we can see that we got these candles closed, but I did not get a clear signal. So when we get this solid bearish candle close, I took my entry. So like when we got this candle close, that was my entry. The next candle when we broke the low. So my stop loss was above the VWAP and above this market structure. The target was this pivot line, right? The target was the pivot line, and so it was kind of I got kind of 1:1.5, 1.6 kind of risk reward I get. So my entry was as I mentioned, once we get this solid bearish candle close, and the stop loss was above there. The target was this pivot line, and although I was in a drawdown for some time, but eventually the trade played out. So I already shared you the analysis that okay, it was the continuation of bearish momentum on the 15-minute time frame. So that's it, guys. This was the analysis on the gold and GJ. So basically what I'm anticipating on the gold and GJ for today. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you really did like the video, share the video and subscribe to the channel in order to support the channel and YouTube algorithm. Thank you very much. See you in another video.